They'll want a picture of you like this. Someone take a picture of that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Who took that picture of me during Jalen's interview when had my eyes when I was blinking?
To be fair, we have a theory.
Like, okay, I'm gonna start taking pictures of you from up here.
Nick and I have a theory that like people will send us terrible picture. We have a theory that you guys purposely find the most awkward moments that we could possibly have, and then you take a picture.
You got it right in the middle of a blink. Good job.
It's on purpose.
We aren't originally picture takers. That we're just
Giving us too
That's good. That's good that you.
Yeah,
you're
but there's
posting
got to
those
be one picture that would be relatively good of us that like someone who actually liked us would put, right? But you guys, it's like let me find the most. I actually like the one you took of Nick when he was like this, but are we like on camera right now? Okay, outtakes, take two.
Nick, I was going to ask you about Steen. He was introduced as a guard, played tackle. How do you view him at this point? I know it's early, but
Yeah, obviously we want to get him here and work with them and see what will happen next week at rookie mini camp and get him a billion. But we think he has good flexibility. He's played, been able to play, and we feel like he can play both positions, and we'll see what happens.
You foresee it? We've talked before about the difficulty of evaluating college safeties. It's been a long time since you've taken one this high.
I was prepared for this question. My PR guys gave me a heads up that you were on this, Bo, that you tweeted or.
And that's good prep on that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was giving him a little bit of love.
What is it about Sydney that made you change that? And I'm also curious about Sean Desai's influence throughout the draft process.
Well, I think the first part is we still need safeties, right? So you got to evaluate them, and obviously. For us, when I talked about that, I was talking about the specific usage. And when you look at Sidney, the way they used him at Illinois, they used him a lot around the box, that he would blitz, he covered tight end, he'd play in the run game. And so you kind of had an incomplete evaluation. And then the Senior Bowl, which Jim Nagy's staff did a tremendous job there, they gave us the opportunity to see him being a post player, playing in the deep half, playing one-on-ones, and you saw the athleticism. And I think that really helped complete our process. Sidney Brown was a passion player for a lot of people in this organization. He was a Red Star guy, and I think just a tremendous person with obviously really good athletic tools, leadership ability, and for us, just excited to get him in the building.
Throughout the draft process.
Yeah, obviously for us, the important thing is making sure, we're not, it's not our scheme, it's not our system. We tell our scouts all the time, like we have to find players that fit what our coaches are looking for, and Nick and his staff do a tremendous job of trying to explain in detail what they're looking for at each position, and, Coach does a great job of showing video clips of here's what I'm looking for at this spot, at this position, so that when we send our scouts on the road, they really can visualize in their head how this guy will look on our system. And so Sean does the same thing for us, and we were able to talk to him about him and his vision for Sydney.
Along the lines of the Senior Bowl, how valuable was that for Tyler Steen as far as playing guard?
Yeah, really valuable. You get to see him in the SEC playing tackle, and him going from Vandy to Alabama, I think was a huge growth, and playing left tackle for the University of Alabama, obviously that's a high-profile position. There have been a lot of NFL players play that position, and you watch him play tackle, and he's had success there. And then he moved at the Senior Bowl. He played guard. You can see him moving people off the ball. You can see his athleticism in space. This is a 6'6", 320-pound guy who started in the SEC, and smart guy, comes from a great family, and obviously, Coach Stalin, big part of our process as well, like we talked about with Coach Desai, and I'm really excited to get his hands on him.
Nick, will Tyler have a chance to compete for the right guard spot?
That's really a long way away. We don't have to make that decision for a while, but best player will play at that position, and we feel like we have some good options. And hey, the reason why we took him is because we feel good about it. Everybody in the building feels good about him. So, that's too early to say that, but the best player will play. So I guess that kind of answers.
You mentioned that Brown was when you talk about
yeah, keep going. You argue it out.
That was the longest one they went, and you gave up. You gave up at the end.
Come on, Mark.
Don't quit. Don't be a quitter.
Yeah,
He's good at shouting down.
sorry, I'm good at shouting down people. Post safeties that Howie was mentioning. From your perspective, as an offensive guy, Nick, what makes those post safeties difficult for you as sort of an offensive schemer, play caller? What do you look for traits-wise?
Yeah, I mean, you want you get worried about guys on offense, the guys that are playing in the middle of the field that have range, right? That can cover, and we definitely think that Sidney has that he can get to the ball. He has great range to make plays from hash to hash. And so that's one thing that you really are concerned about, just that ability to just make plays all over the field. And then also you're not blocking that guy, right? You don't. It's very rare in a post safety that you have somebody responsible for him. Happens on a select few number of plays, but and so you look if a guy is not a great tackler, you think to yourself, well, if I get through here, it's almost like there's nobody there left, and we really think that he can tackle. He makes plays on the ball in space, and so that's the offensive perspective of a deep safety.
So what went into the decision to move back, 3 spots? I mean, was it you thought you can get Tyler there plus get some extra picks? Is that kind of...
I think for us, we want to take a couple more shots tomorrow. And so we understood. We didn't know. We were really kind of trying to bring some good luck into it, so we didn't lose these 2 guys. But I thought for us to get another middle 6th-round pick and to get another shot in the 7th round, we want to take those shots. Those have been some high upside shots for us. When I think about some of the picks we've hit on the 6th and 7th round, and just getting those shots, I think also gives our staff some juice when they walk in tomorrow morning. And I think we got a tremendous staff. And when I see our scouting staff, and you think about, all right, they're coming in tomorrow. We got 2 picks. That was something that I was thinking of when we made that trade, and felt like to have 4 times to call guys. It's fun to get everyone in and to call guys and to get draft picks, and to have 4 more chances at that tomorrow instead of 2, and that 6th-round pick, we thought was worth waiting 3 spots for.
Who were the follow up on the scouting staff? I'm sorry. Those guys put a lot of time on the road. Who's going through Athens, Georgia the most? Who was in there this year?
Phil Baia is primarily responsible for the SEC. I mean, he has over-the-top responsibilities as well. Phil's a local guy who played at Princeton, and he's a tremendous young scout, and he's got a pretty wide skill set. And then Alan Walking goes every year, and obviously we have other guys who've been in there, and I think those guys do a tremendous job in the SEC. And it was funny because I was saying this, and I'm not trying to overshadow those guys because they do a great job, but I went to Georgia last year at practice, and I remember coming back and being and coach was like, who'd you like there? And I'm like, I don't know, the whole defense, and it's just kind of amazing to think of all these guys that we got. These 2 guys came in today, and I know you guys had a chance to sit down with them, and they're lobbying for 3 more guys, and I think that what is it, the EPL was that European Soccer League, is that what is it, is that it? Yeah, but Premier League, I'm losing my mind, it's late at night, but they relegate teams. I was worried they were going to relegate us to the SEC if we took more Georgia guys. So.
Howie, you mentioned Brown being
Oh yeah, no problem.
you mentioned Brown being a passion player. Who were the evaluators that were passionate about him, and why?
Yeah, I don't think that's fair to kind of signal those guys out individually. At the end of the day, if he doesn't work out, it's my fault. And if he's good, it's my responsibility.
But what are the characteristics that make that type of player make people so passionate about?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, when you watch him on tape, this guy flies around. He's got exceptional play tempo. He's a big hitter. You see him flying around, making plays on the ball. He can find the ball. Like I said, he can blitz. He can play in the run game. He can cover the slot. He can cover tight ends. And he's one of those guys. He's fun to watch, the way he plays the game. And I think our fans are going to love Sidney Brown, and we're excited to get him here.
Clarify, Red Star player. What does that mean for your terms?
That's a guy who kind of exemplifies what it means to be an Eagle. So it's a great character, captain, testing numbers, intelligence, plays the way it should be played, practices the way it should be played, and we sit there the day before the draft. We do that Wednesday, right? We did that yesterday, Wednesday. And we go around the room and we give every scout a chance to stamp their red star on guys. And goes back, it's a long tradition, not only here, but a couple of other places that people have been. And when we're looking at the draft board, we have a red star on the guys. And, Jeffrey, a lot of times will go, hey, don't forget, we're deciding between those two guys, that's a red star guy. And I think for us, it gives our scouts a chance to really put their name on guys, and that gives them a lot of pride.
Generally speaking, how many guys get that?
We got a lot of red stars on this example. On this list, Devontae Smith would be a red star. Landon Dickerson would be a red star. I probably go down 15 red stars. We like our red star guys because they're passion players for us.
Generally speaking, how many guys get that distinction in a class?
About 10, and they're all different levels of the draft. They don't necessarily mean the first round. There are guys that are in the 5th and 6th round. There are undrafted free agents that are red star guys. Sometimes the scouts, they understand the first round pick. The first round picks are usually organizational decisions, right? Like those are ones that everyone's involved in. But when you get later in the draft, and certainly when you get into the undrafted free agent process, guys have a chance to put their name on guys and go recruit guys, and they do it with our coaches. It's really a fun process, and the other part we have to do on Wednesday is the bills come due, right? The bills? Yeah, we have to pay our bills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So any scout or coach who gets any scout or coach, any scout or coach who has an undrafted free agent from their area or a position coach.
I wasn't telling Brett that I was paying that bill. So.
Brett, don't listen at this point, please. Come due, we give them a little cash bonus, and so if we have an undrafted free agent who makes the roster, the position coach gets a little bonus, and the area scout where it comes from gets a bonus, and the race is on. Saturday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, the race will be on. It's a prideful thing, and
I think it's right. We make them wait a year to get that bonus because I
was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that. It's almost like they should charge interest on us. Like, what would the bank? That would be like 3% or 6%.
You guys have added 3 young.
Nobody cares.
You guys have added.
They're tired of us.
Okay. You guys have added 3 O linemen in the first couple rounds of the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. How important was it to replenish the young talent on O line?
Yeah, I think for us, it's what we believe in. It's what we stand for. And I think, for us to come into the draft and try to make sure the value hits the position is important as well. I think when we look at the first round, those positions, the defensive linemen that we drafted, they were the right guys at the right position in the draft for us. The boards kind of spoke to us for both those guys. And, when we're picking this late in the second round, obviously there are going to be a lot of guys go. You always start the day and you're sitting there and you got a couple guys and you're like, man, that would be great if this guy goes. And, at one point I'm like, how many more picks do we pick? And they're like, 28. And I was like, okay, why don't you guys tell me every 5 picks, how many more? But it's a long kind of process till you get to the 31st pick in the round. And I think when we were there, we looked up and we had kind of kept our eye on it and saw 2 guys that we really liked.
On the trade down, you said you were looking for luck. You were trying to bring luck in. What did you do to try to bring luck in?
What's that?
One more.
We got a couple good luck charms there that we just go through. Just fun. Nothing, Coach is not superstitious. Mm-mm. He doesn't believe in it, so I can't really go there. Are you superstitious?
All right, let's roll.